Life, with all its twists and turns, can sometimes feel like a really challenging adventure. We all face different problems, like having tough times at school, not getting along with friends, or worries about things at home. These challenges can feel like carrying a big, heavy backpack that's hard to bear. But there is a secret to making this heavy load feel lighter, like finding a cozy resting spot in the midst of a stormy night. This secret lies in understanding that God is always there to help us, like a guiding light in the darkness. Think of Job from the Bible. He had a wonderful family, lots of wealth, and was very healthy. But in a short time, he lost everything: his family, his belongings, and even his health. His friends and his wife told him to be angry with God. However, Job chose a different path. He spoke to God about his confusion and sadness. Yet, he maintained his trust in God. In the end, God restored Job's fortunes, giving him even more than he had before. Through his suffering, Job learned valuable lessons about God's power and kindness. Like Job, we can bring our troubles and questions to God, even when we are puzzled by the difficult times we are experiencing. God is always there to comfort us, guide us, and provide for us. We can trust in His wisdom and kindness, even when our situation seems bleak. David, another figure in Bible, faced fear and betrayal. He felt deep anguish, like being lost in the dark forest. But David sought God's help. He prayed morning and night, confident that God heard his voice. David's story teaches us that we can bring all our worries to God in prayer. He is always ready to listen and provide comfort, strength, and guidance. We can trust God to take care of our problems and work things out for our good. The Bible encourages us to seek God's help first when faced with life's challenges, instead of resorting to unhelpful solutions or ignoring our problems. We are encouraged to bring our troubles to Christ. He invites us to seek His kingdom and righteousness, and in doing so, everything else will fall into places. Turning to God when a problem first arises can prevent a lot of heartache. Instead of venting to friends or trying to solve issues alone, we should go to God first, seek His guidance, and trust that He will provide solutions. When God's people put Him first, blessings begin to flow and life starts to align. Remember, seeking God first doesn't mean we will have a life free of problems, but it does promise that we won't have to face them alone. To make the most out of our lives, we should actively seek God's direction. His strategies are far superior to ours. As the prophet Isaiah said, God's ways and thoughts are much higher than ours. Therefore, it's crucial to ask Him for guidance through prayer. We should acknowledge that our plans might not always be the best. Instead, we should seek God's wisdom to prevail in our lives. Making it a habit to pray and communicate with God regularly is important. When we seek His direction, we allow His Spirit to endow us wisdom that goes beyond our own understanding. Prioritizing seeking God's direction through prayer is key to making the most out of our lives and fulfilling our purpose. Sometimes We approach life with preconceived plans, assuming we know what's best. We ask God to bless our plans, even if they don't align with His will. However, God might not want to bless something He did not ordain. He may have a better plan for us, one we are not yet aware of. God wants to help us, but His role is not just to grant our wishes. He wants to lead us to His perfect will. As Psalm 32 states, God guides us along the best pathway for our life. We should be thankful that God has a path for us, but we need to seek His direction. We must be willing to surrender our plans and seek God's guidance to fulfill our purpose. We must trust that His ways are better than ours and that He knows what's best for us. By seeking His direction, we allow Him to lead us to the best path for our lives, which might be different from what we initially planned. However, there will be times when our actions do not align with God's will. This could be because we want something different, or what God is asking us to do doesn't match our plans or desires. In these situations, our actions may not reflect our faith. To overcome this, we need to develop the right habits. Habits are powerful and shape our future. We must cultivate the habit of seeking God's direction in everything we do. We also need to develop the habit to obedience to His will, even when it contradicts to our own plans and desires. By fostering these habits and seeking God's guidance, we can align our actions with our beliefs and fulfill our true purpose. When faced with trials and challenges, the authenticity of our faith becomes evident. We shouldn't try to escape these difficulties prematurely. Instead, let them strengthen us so that we may become mature and complete, lacking nothing. If we remain steadfast in God through obedient faith and patience, we will emerge stronger and more mature. Our relationships, including marriages, will flourish, and we will lack nothing necessary for life if we persevere through tough times. So, when facing challenges, remember to trust God. He has the power to solve all our problems, big or small. By bringing our problems to Him first, we open the door to His guidance and support. For centuries, people have turned to God in their times of need, seeking His guidance and support. Though the ways we worship may have evolved, the power of prayer remains as potent as ever. As we journey through the winding paths of life with its many ups and downs, it's vital to remember that we are never walking alone. In the grand tapestry of our lives, each thread represents a challenge, a joy, a lesson, or a triumph, and overseeing this intricate design is God, our constant companion and guide. He is the steady light in the storms of life, the comforting presence in moments of uncertainty, and the unwavering source of strength when our own seems to falter. In every step, every stumble, and every leap, God is there, like a patient teacher. He guides us, not by removing all obstacles from our path, but by giving us the courage and wisdom to navigate through them. He doesn't promise a journey free of challenges, but He assures us of His unending support and guidance through every trial. It's in our struggle that our faith is refined, our character is strengthened, and our spirit is uplifted. Remember, The mightiest trees grow stronger in constant winds, not in still air. Similarly, our challenges and hardships are opportunities for growth, enabling us to emerge more resilient and more attuned to the essence of our faith. When we place our trust in God, we open ourselves to the wealth of divine wisdom and guidance, which surpasses all understanding. It's through His trust that we find the courage to face each day with hope and strength to embrace each challenge with confidence and the peace to navigate life's complexities with grace. So, as you continue on your journey, take heart in knowing that you are accompanied by the greatest ally. Lean on God's unfailing wisdom and boundless love. Seek His presence in both the quiet moments and the chaotic ones. In doing so, you will find that no obstacle is insurmountable, no burden is too heavy, and no path is unnavigable. With God by your side, each step is a step towards growth. Each challenge is a step towards triumph, and each moment a step towards fulfilling your divine purpose. Be encouraged, be strong, and be assured that in God's hand your journey, no matter how tough, is leading you to a magnificent destination.